I'll move to open the meeting of the Groveland Conservation Commission.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. So this is a meeting of the Groveland Conservation Commission commission, and it is November 12th, 2014, Wednesday. And we're going to start the meeting just taking care of some business. I believe that we only have one hearing this evening regarding 671 Salem Street, a request for a seasonal waiver restriction. The rest of it is pretty much business. So, since we have no other pressing items except a couple of visitors here, I figured that we should address that first so they can be on their way and we don't hold them up all night.
Makes sense.
So this is Mr. James Logan of 213 Washington Street, and he submitted a GRDA to us, but I told him before we proceed down that path, maybe we just want to hear from you, Jeff, since you were out there, and they have some more questions regarding demolition of their existing house and where they're going to go from here. So I thought we'd just have a discussion about some of this
Sure.
stuff.
So we received the request to go out and take a look. I guess it was probably 3-4 weeks ago. I came out on Saturday, about 3-4 weeks ago. Took a look at the site, met with Mr. Logan. The plans as they were shown had, well, there's a lot of, it's right next to, up close to Johnson's Pond. There's some other wetlands along the backside of the property, if I'm remembering right, that encroach as well. The way that the design had been shown, while the existing house structure that's on the property, well, that was within our area, the footprint of the entire septic as it was shown was really outside the 100, if I'm remembering right. I have to look at the pictures again. So everything looked to be fine. The area that was there is currently grass with, I think, a little bit of garden maybe along the edge of it. For the most part, it's maintained lawn. Assuming that they would have followed the plans as they were shown, I didn't see any major issues with it. In conferring with Mike about it, we said to keep with what we've enforced at other properties, we would require GRDA so that the entire commission could hear about it and at least have any questions answered that they wanted answered.
So what is in the 100-foot buffer then?
The house, not
On top of a foundation that used to have a house before?
Well, so the house burned this past spring. They're planning on rebuilding, and with that effort, they are they're putting in a new septic. So the septic itself, I think the pipe that connects the house to the septic is really the only thing that crosses it.
But you said the house is within 100 feet too?
The house itself is, yes.
Okay.
But what they asked us to look at specifically was septic, not the house, not the plans for the house.
Okay, but you guys are aware that anything that's done with the house within the 100-foot buffer we need to look at too?
Yeah, they
separate.
understand.
We understand, and we're willing to move the house.
Well, yeah.
if the town
I'd like to
likes.
move it further away from the water,
Okay.
because it's gonna be a slab anyway, no cell.
Right.
It's gonna be a cement slab. And I don't wanna go to a ranch house, I'm getting too old to go up and downstairs. No, really, I'm getting older. Not very old. And, it's just that we figure we get a ranch house and, and with a slab, and just live all my time,
Okay,
okay?
my,
Go ahead.
okay, my problem is that I'm trying to appeal as a hardship case
Oh, yeah.
to be able to start building in December.
The home or
Because
the septic?
the home.
Well, at least get the slab in.
Right, we need to see the plan, we need to see plans for the home before we can
Right.
make any kind of
But I thought you said
determination.
that you're gonna move the home out of the 100-foot buffer.
Well, they don't know.
It's
They'd
what-
like to move it
We
further
we
away.
would like wherever you guys think is the appropriate place to put it.
When I looked at the existing plans, I don't know, do we have a copy with us? Or
No,
do I have?
no.
Do I have it here? I might have it here. When I looked at it, I don't.
The easy answer is if you're out of the 100-foot buffer, you don't need to even.
Yes, but
the answer is it's
it's-
not
It
going
won't
to be.
be.
It's
It won't
it's
be
a triangle.
because
It's
it's
an
amazing
amazing.
that there's anything out of the 100-foot
It's an-
buffer.
Right,
the-
we were
the
lucky
area that's
that we
available
got the septic.
Is a triangle, like it's a triangle,
Okay.
and the septic is in the middle of the triangle and comes close to both ends, but doesn't. And
Okay.
the house is in.
Alright, so bottom line is you'll be coming in front of us again for that.
You can't hear, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, the only digging we have to do is really just for them to put in bleach fill, yes, that's it. Because I'm putting a slab in, so, you know what I mean, it's just, if anything, they wanna grade the ground, I suppose, before they put a cement slab in. But there's no foundation, you know what I mean? I wanna raise it a little higher, like 1-2 step off the ground itself.
Okay, can I get?
It's more about disturbance than it is about.
Yeah, I don't want to disturb nothing.
what it specifically
Okay,
is.
Yeah.
wait 1 second.
Yeah.
The builder that we plan on using is Norman Mancusi, who builds environmental safe houses.
Okay.
Mhm.
And he said that he would be putting bales of hay and silt
Right.
to prevent any
Which is,
disturbance.
Yeah.
and that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
We would just need to actually see a set of the plans to be
Yeah.
able to
Right.
approve.
Just wait
What
one
they're-
minute.
what they've done.
Finish asking them what I-
I'm confident that they would put a plan that's in the best possible light in
Right,
front of us, but we need to see it before we
okay,
can
but
go
when I
away.
spoke to you, you said it would be $400 a day.
That
Just
is,
if we build starting after November 1st. There's absolutely no way we can afford that, and the insurance company won't pay it.
Right.
And problem is we only have the trailer on the property for a certain amount of time to live in it.
Mhm.
So we're gonna be in a crunch.
There's no way we can say yes or no until there's a plan in front of us.
Well, yeah,
Right.
right, that's,
Yeah.
Right, but
but
My
on
question
top of that
is-
is, can they get a waiver to the season?
No, I
Yes, if
understand the
they present
request,
to us
and
what
I'm saying,
I don't think we can rule even
We
on the
can't
waiver
rule
until
on
we
that
have our-
until we see a
we have an
plan.
but
idea.
have you in the past ever done a hardship waiver?
We have in certain situations, and every situation is different, so.
Okay, so if I bring, who do I bring a set of plans to, house plans to?
We,
Because even if we don't put the,
the board.
even if we don't put the connect the septic system until
Yeah.
after April 15th,
Right.
at least the house will be built.
The whole board has to vote, so.
Okay,
It has to
now,
be-
how many?
Yeah, so what you should do is
You
get
tell
us a
me.
set of plans as soon as you can.
I will.
Okay? Bring it to town hall and just leave it in our
Leave it
box.
In
We
your
have town
box.
hall, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get the plans. What we'll do is we'll schedule this for our next meeting, which is December 10th. And at that night, we will consider two things. We'll look at this GRDA, which the purpose of this is to tell you what you need to do.
Mhm.
Chances are that you're gonna have to file a notice of intent, which is a different permit. This is just, this.
Did you- Did you give me one that I sent back?
I
to
did
you?
not, so this is,
Oh.
again, when I was considering and talking to you, I was looking only at the septic, I wasn't
Oh.
considering house at all, cause we
Oh,
hadn't,
okay.
we
all right.
hadn't even talked about that.
Okay, all right, I'm
Yeah.
just,
Yep.
this is
That's-
all new, believe me.
Yeah,
But your builder, if he's built houses like this before in those kind of situations, I'm sure he knows about this. So what I would tell him is that we need him to file a notice of intent.
Okay, so he has to do that.
Well, or he'll do it for
He
you.
can do it for me?
Yes,
Oh,
which is
good.
probably what you want.
Okay, all right.
So if he can put that together, the sooner the better. I can't guarantee you that we could consider that in December. So the sooner that he can get it to us, the better off we'll be. Because what we'll do is, once we have that notice of intent, then we will look at your plans and we'll say, you know, you have to put erosion controls here, you gotta do this, move it around or whatever. And then, once it's approved, then we can consider to give you a waiver to the seasonal restriction.
Okay, all right.
So that's kind of the step-by-step thing of it. So you will file a notice of intent,
Okay, so
Then-
he could do that
Yes.
as soon as we have the plans?
yes, and
He has
that's,
to
so,
give you the plans
Right,
to file?
right, right.
Okay,
And then we'll have that hearing, we'll go through that, we'll issue our decision on just building the house. And then your request would be, I need to build the house now, you know,
Right.
can we get this waiver?
okay, now, is there anybody from the Conservation Commission would be willing to come down and just take a look and say, you know, we would really like you to build the house this far from
Yeah.
the water?
Yeah, that would make sense. It would make sense for one of us to go meet with,
Mr.
builder.
Mancusi,
yeah,
he's willing to do anything
Yeah.
that we can,
Yeah.
so how do we
So
do that?
as soon as we get a notice, we
Okay.
can schedule a site visit, one of us,
yeah,
so.
but even before that, I can go and meet with him.
Okay,
I'll just give you my phone number.
Oh, great, thank you, Mike.
I do have a question, Ruby.
Okay, you can
Because
answer
it
it, but
really,
as
you
long
know,
as it's a question.
the plans that you're looking for, can that be like a rough draft, or does it have to be like professional? Because it's gonna take some time to have these things drawn up, to show the house and all that.
Yeah, see, we don't need plans for the house as much as we need plans of where the house is going, how big
Right.
it is, what is, you know, where is he planning on putting it on
Right,
the
that's what I
property,
figured.
the
Oh,
erosion
okay, so like a
controls.
rough.
Yes,
Just
right,
enough,
it's
okay.
nothing about, like, the house could
The
be 3
external
stories,
footprint.
we
So
wouldn't
one to
care.
get the, you know, the.
All right, so the footprint,
Yeah, right,
Okay,
right.
yeah.
But we
Okay.
do need to know on
Go
the
ahead.
plan its exact location.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
can't just be drawn.
Right, so many feet from so
It
many,
has to
right.
be-
Well, that's why,
that's
Yes.
why I would like someone
that's why
from,
if I go there, see, you
Yeah,
can say,
someone
show me
from
what you want to do.
here.
Yeah. You know, we
It would
have
be-
the, we
it
have
would be
the,
better for us to
Right.
know that the conservation person met with our builder to say, yeah, this would be a good place, you
Right.
know, better for the town, better for the pond.
Yeah. Also, the fellow who's building this, and he's been on TV many times himself, we're looking towards it, because he's known for this. He's built quite a few, greenhouses, environmental type houses.
Yeah, I already said that.
So that's what, I didn't know
Yeah.
you said that.
He
So
can't
that's what
hear.
we'd like to kind of look, because he's well
Can't
known
tell?
for this, okay? No, because he's good at it. He's been on television showing people how these things work and all that. What else I wanted to mention?
I don't know, but I think we're done.
Wait a minute. No, that's okay.
It's because you can't hear. When
I know,
you get
I-
your better hearing aids,
There,
you
there
get
it
to
is.
hear.
They're bouncing off the wall. Let's see if you forget what I was gonna say. Anyways, you know, I gotta say one thing, gentlemen. If you people ever have a fire here, okay, like we had,
yeah,
the pump, the hydrant, doesn't work. All right, it was frozen.
yeah,
And they couldn't crack the ice. And they had to go all the way, like 1,000 feet, all the way down, you know, so by the time they got it done,
yeah, I know.
it was, you know, every room was covered.
Yeah.
You know, so I just wanna, you know, make sure the fire department checks yourself, you know, especially in the winter time. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. We would like, instead of using oil, we would like to see if the gas company can, because there's gas on Washington Street,
That's-
run a line into the house and use gas instead of
Does
oil.
Yeah.
that come under conservation too?
it
Well-
depends if it touches, the digging touches within our jurisdiction, really.
Yeah, and the utilities are slightly different. Some of them are
Okay.
exempt.
Okay, so
And I
I'll
also
find
think
out.
you likely follow the driveway, if I remember.
Yeah,
Exactly,
Which I think for the most part was outside.
Yeah,
If the
No,
problem,
there's water on either side of the driveway.
Oh, it was like a little small
The top.
swamp. What,
You
you
know,
know,
the swamp.
there's a viaduct.
oh, that's right, when you
underneath
get
it.
out closer to the road, that's right,
Yeah.
it gets real narrow, I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why I'm having them come out to take a look, and then we can
Yeah.
approach the town on that.
I'm pretty sure if the gas company did need to go in front of us, normally these things go without incident.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Because instead of using oil, I don't want to use oil. Because again, where we are, you know?
So take this back
Okay.
because we don't need this.
Oh, you don't need the $100?
Oh, yeah, I do.
We'll save you that
Yeah,
much
if we're gonna do a
money
different
anyway.
filing, you don't need to do both.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Alright, so if, yeah.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
You know, here first?
So that was because that was just
Oh.
for the septic only, and now we're.
Yeah, well,
okay,
because
so
they're gonna
the,
have to file,
Yeah, yeah,
so
completely agree.
I don't like using those for
Yeah.
just that.
So, then- so
Okay.
instead of doing two, you're gonna do one.
Yeah, just
Right.
one.
and the builder can do that,
Yes,
right?
right.
Okay, thank you, and I will give him your name.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you
just
very
curious,
much.
Chris, while you see while you're here, you know all those drawings you made? They're like real,
Oh.
real nice drawings.
who did
Now,
it?
when we're gonna put the house in, we're gonna notify you to say, okay, the house,
Go.
does that have to be
Go.
changed for the town?
Go.
okay.
We just showed the existing
He's got
house.
something to
That
do,
was-
honey.
That was not on the agenda.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very
Thank
much.
you,
Thank you.
thank
I
you.
See you
do
again.
appreciate it.
Hopefully he'll have his hearing aids next,
Tomorrow?
yeah?
Okay. What time is it?
Alright, what's next?
Alright, let's get a couple of other things out of the way before we do 671 Salem Street. Let's see, so, the, we have two certificates of compliance to sign and vote on. One is for, the garage built at 9 Uptack Road, and the other one was 8 Merrimack River Road, the dock. One was a GRDA only, and the dock was DEP and GRDA.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion that we approve the certificates of compliance for 9 Uptack Road.
Can I, before we vote on that, can I
Yeah.
ask a question?
Yeah.
So I did the inspection on 8 Merrimack River. Who did the inspection on
I
9
did.
up there? You
I
did?
did.
Okay. Was there anything to note? Okay.
He was done a long time ago. It's been stable.
Okay. Seconded then.
Any questions?
Nope.
All right, this is just for 9 Uptack Road. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. And I make a motion that we approve the certificate of compliance for 8 Merrimack River Road,
Second
dock. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, okay, unanimous. I think that's done.
So we got 2 certificate compliances out of how many we had on our list?
Oh, that's pretty good though, I think.
Wait, how many did we
We
have?
weren't
It's not
trying,
zero.
we weren't trying to get certificates of
Yeah,
compliance.
sure we were.
Well, yes, but out of 21 sites, we got 2. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
10%
Because some of
hit
them are
rate.
not done yet,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? As long as we're talking about that, because I had that on the agenda here. So I
Nice.
updated this, and I can email you this document of the open projects. I think that we have taken care of almost all of them. The only one that I wasn't 100% sure of was 186 Washington Street, and that was on your list, Carl.
182.
New recent works, new,
Is it
that's Gorski.
182?
Well, that's what
That's
it says
Eric
there.
Gorski's
No,
house?
it's 186.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did call him. He did end up eventually calling back me, but we never connected.
Oh, okay, because there are new hay bales in place, so,
Yep. So he knew it was me.
yes.
He ended up because the caller ID came up and then
Yeah.
he traced it back. So
So I suspect he got the message.
I think so, without
Yes.
actually talking.
Yeah, so that's good. I don't think they have any intention of working there. I didn't see any work going on there, so I'm not too worried about it. And like I said, I drove by there and I said, oh, there's a couple of new hay bales there. So they reinforced the hay bales. The erosion controls are in very good shape, so that's good.
That was good.
Let's see, a few other open issues. 268 Washington Street, they were waiting to sell that, and the house is either shortly will be or under agreement. I've met with the potential buyers a couple of times, so I'm not sure what they're gonna end up doing. They may come back to us asking for a seasonal waiver, or they have some plans to do some other work, so they may wait until they do that before they put the system in, I don't know. So, but anyway, they're not doing the work and they're aware of it. Another one was 671 Washington Street. That one, we're gonna hear tonight. They need a waiver request. 214 King Street, that's done. 8 Governors Road, that's done. 204 Center Street, I believe that one's done. 868 Salem Street, that's the one I was thinking of. They plan to postpone until April.
But for all those ones that you say are done,
Yeah.
they're done but no certificate of compliance.
Yeah, well, they got a year to file for a certificate of compliance. I wouldn't expect that. I just don't want them doing any more work. I mean, they just put the system in, so.
Let's see, stabilizing.
So those are the big ones. You know, some of these, you know, we just talked about 213 Washington Street. We're gonna talk about 301 Main Street. Let's see. No word on, 9 Wharf Drive. That one's another one that I don't know what's going on about that one. We need Tom to tell us that.
Oh, that's right.
So he needs to give us an update on that. That was tree cutting, and I imagine they're not doing ongoing tree cutting. If they cut trees, it's probably already been done.
He took a lot of pictures the first time, so she should
Yeah,
be able to
right, so
compare.
we've got good documentation on
Yeah.
that. Let's see, we got the filing for certificate of compliance from 8 Merrimack River Road and 9 Uptack Road, so those are good. I think that's about it. Nothing else new on any of the other ones. All right. All right, so we're gonna talk, next we're gonna talk about, let's see. Next we're gonna talk about 671 Salem Street. We have Mr. Jim Scanlon here representing the owners, and we want to file for seasonal waiver. I'll read this to you here, and then we'll let Jim talk to us. So, the owner of 671 Salem Street has his property under agreement. He is considering asking for an out-of-season waiver, but he is, for installation of the septic system. They're not sure they're gonna find an installer, but they're hoping to do that. They want to request the waiver, want to know what the fee was. So they really, why are they asking for a waiver, okay? They don't want to delay the sale of the home and potentially lose the buyer. And the system is in complete failure, and the current system is in the wetland resource area. So, you know, it wouldn't be smart if this failed system is leaking into the resource area to just let that go. One benefit to the environment would be the removal of the leach area from the wetlands groundwater. You know, the new system is not within the one, it's outside of the immediate buffer area. And so they're requesting a waiver to the seasonal restriction. I'll let you take over, Tim, because I'm butchering your
Well, it may be, as you mentioned, it may be premature. My client has a closing date set for mid-December, but what we're finding is that getting an installer, somebody to install the system, is looking very unlikely. This is a bottomless sand filter. You must be licensed, certified
Specialist.
by the University of Rhode Island to install them. So it's not a typical alternative technology where the manufacturer comes out and basically in some cases will explain to you how it's installed and certify you, or some of them run day-long classes. But this is actually a class that you have to take at the University of Rhode Island as an installer, and so it's limited as to who can do it.
This is the system that's already there, the new
The
system
new
that they
system,
want to put in.
yeah, the new system, the bottomless sand filter.
So it's a
This
super
is-
high-tech, better version of
This is
something?
the
It
one
is.
with all the land in the back, right?
Mm-hmm, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they found a buyer, wow, that's good.
So, without an installer, there's really nothing going to happen. Then the next question comes, if we can get an installer, if they would like to meet the closing, if they're going to get an installer, they want it in by the time they close. If that doesn't happen, then financially it makes more sense for him to wait till April. But at this point, we're still trying
Yeah.
to to find somebody who is both available, which is hard enough to find someone right now, but also who is licensed or certified to put the system in. As you mentioned, the system is in failure, and the system is, or at least the leaching area is in the wetlands.
The house is not occupied right now, right?
I believe it is. I
Is it?
believe there's one or two people living there,
Still in, okay.
an older couple, I believe.
Yeah, like
Okay, they're still there.
their children live in Florida, but their
Right.
parents still live there.
Yeah,
So do you have a plan that you're presenting on what they would do?
We already looked at it.
Yeah, we already.
Yeah, the
approved
plans were
the
approved.
Oh, you already approved it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the order of
Been out there twice.
conditions was filed today, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be emailing you the book and pages
Yeah,
of 3 different ones that I filed.
so what this really is about tonight is a waiver
waiver,
request. But, based on what Jim's saying, I don't know that they're ready to really request a waiver.
Right, it may,
I mean, septic
Looking-
systems
looking for
are
guidance.
clearly the thing that we give the most,
Yeah,
We
wait
need
to,
to.
right.
Because
because we don't like
Yeah.
septic systems in failure, I guess.
because the upside downside is, is,
But, so are you taking back your request, or what are we talking about here?
well, I guess, my presumption is, in order for you to approve it, that I would need to be able to tell you what a schedule would be.
Yeah, right, because that's
And
what
without
we
a
need.
contractor, honestly, I have no idea. I suspect it's a little more difficult to install, so I expect that it would be probably somewhere between 10 and 20 days.
Mm.
But, until we get a contractor,
Yeah,
it's looking, less and less likely. We have reached out to all of the certified installers that I know of in the area, and they've all pretty much said the same thing, which is nothing's gonna, aside from the bottom of the sand filter, they're booked solid, right?
Mm.
Until the new year.
So the owners didn't wanna go with a different one?
They didn't have a choice,
Yes.
unfortunately.
this is very
Basically,
tight.
a system based on the soils that they had would be somewhere, and keeping in mind it's like a 2-bedroom house, I believe. Actually, I should check that
Okay.
before I say
We
leave
trust
it.
you.
No, I mean, we looked
Yeah,
at
it is
closely.
a 2-bedroom house. Their septic system, I believe, was somewhere in the order, what would be required with a traditional system, somewhere in the order of 2,200 square feet. They just simply don't have that.
yeah,
It's
there's no,
It's a very tight lot. The bottom sand filter allows them to reduce it to somewhere in the order of 240 square feet, I think it is.
Okay.
So it's a significant,
There were good reasons why.
yeah. 24 by 8, so that's Unless I
Right, it's,
think.
it's kind of in the side yard,
200.
right next to the, there's nowhere else to put.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it's-
I don't know what to say.
So I think, I guess the best way to put it
Can
is,
we offer guidance as to what we
we're
expect?
not prepared as far as I believe you would like us to be to request the waiver because we simply don't know who and how long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's what we need to
and-
know, so we can
right.
continue this, you know, until our next meeting, because that's really the key piece for us to
Yeah.
really say, you know, because I think you've given us evidence enough that it deserves a waiver perhaps, but it's just a matter of how much is that waiver gonna cost, so,
Right.
and that's a calculation that we can do
Yeah.
based on.
I'm not comfortable with just a blanket.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
no. And I, you know, when I had written you, I was still trying to, or emailed you rather, I was still trying to find somebody, and go through my list. But, when is your next?
December 10th.
Yeah, which is
Alright.
5 days before closing. right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, which is.
Which they're not, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, I don't, you know, even if we were to start the process today, it's usually about a 3-week wait period for the alternative technology, the Waterloo system. And then, you know, so that would bring us
Right up
close
in
to
there.
it.
With that, especially Thanksgiving, right?
Right. So it's,
Okay, so we might see you next month, is that all right?
yeah, so if we could continue it,
Yeah, we'll do that.
and then if I find out definite one way or the other, I will email you, and let you know, yay or nay, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, we could withdraw without prejudice.
Oh, yeah,
You-
yeah,
Okay.
it's no problem.
Can I ask a side question?
Yeah.
You had mentioned certificate of compliances. What do you generally like the property to look like prior to submitting? I have 8 Governors and 214 King.
Yeah, on both of those, I would like to see like a growing season go by.
Okay, so-
Just to make sure, so like, maybe 9 months, from 8 to 9 months after the system is.
Okay, so you're not looking for something in the next few weeks?
Yeah.
Certainly on the, okay.
But we're looking for it to be as the order of conditions specified,
Sure.
that it's done.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, the rule of thumb that I've always gone by is 2 mowings. You know, if the
Yeah.
lawn has been mowed twice, it's usually
Right.
stable and.
and, the septic installer, at both cases, asked if the hay bales and silt fence could be removed. At King Street, I allowed them to move it further back because the property slopes down into
Right.
the wetlands. So what he did was move it and create a new septic line so that they didn't have the hay bales all over their front yard. But on 8 Governors, I couldn't ask them to, I couldn't allow them to move anything because it's a lot closer to the wetlands
Yeah.
there.
Right.
So I had just left him a message today. I
Okay.
didn't get to talk to him, so.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll. I
So if
could-
he wants to know why we,
yeah. No, that's understandable. All right.
all right.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
thanks for
Thank you.
coming in. So yeah, typically, we need to know when are they gonna do it
Yeah.
and how many
Duration,
days it's
yeah.
gonna take.
Right.
Because in order to calculate our new formula, we need to not only know the number of work days, but we also need to know how long the project's gonna be open,
Total days, yeah.
So I had worked this example for him, so I said, here was a job that took 2 weeks to complete with 6 days of actual work. Obviously, that's not the system he's talking about, with, 10 to 20 days of work. So, it would be 6 days times 400 would be 2,400 for the work days, and then 14 open days, the project would be 350. So that would be the waiver fee, $27.50.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward,
Right.
you know. And they know that. See, I told them that up front. So
Right.
they know what they're
That's
getting
good.
themselves in.
That makes sense.
All right, let's see, what's
We
next?
could make this a short night if we.
Yeah, we
if
keep
can move right
going,
along here.
We got the hard things out of the way. So what's the deal with Monday night sign-ups? Are we all set with that, Julie?
No,
Um,
probably not.
we're covered until November 24th.
Okay. All right. So we're all set then? Or do we need more?
We need December.
So you wanna put something? you
Yeah,
wanna
we
put
need
some
December
days.
1st and December 8th down.
Where is, who are we missing here? We're missing Terry
We're missing Terry. We're
and
missing Tom.
Tom.
Yeah, only two of us more.
All right, I say we sign them up.
I think Terry.
They can see that on tape.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, actually, I can email them, let them know if those dates are okay with them.
I will see
I'll go-
Terry.
I'll go-
I'll see Terry on
I'll
Sunday
go
too.
at the end of the month again. I'm starting my new. You know, it's actually easier if you go with the same position every month. Then you know where
I
you're
know,
up,
like
you
the
know?
same
Same
Monday.
order. I'll take the end of the next month too.
So you can sign up for it.
Yeah.
Take a slot now while it's empty. Wait a minute.
December 29th though. Are we doing?
Yeah, that's the
December
question. Are
29th?
we gonna do the 22nd and the 29th? We can do both?
Where are we with
Probably
December? Christmas stuff.
I mean, town
Well-
hall's gonna be open, so.
Yeah.
We could,
Probably-
we could skip the 22nd and do the 29th, as long as we do the 29th. If we wanna skip the 22nd. We'll just put a sign on the door that says no sign-offs
Yeah.
on December
I'm
22nd.
gonna do my December early and just stay away from that whole vacation thing.
Yeah, so just put an
Sign
X,
sign Terry in for the 15th.
put an X through the 22nd and Julie will put a,
Okay, and then
Then
Tom
Tom
gets the
goes
29th. That's the way it is.
Let me just put that. Oh, I didn't put my phone. My phone's in the car. Shoot. Julie, you gonna send these out? Cause I'm gonna forget otherwise.
It'd be good if you could.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
send
she'll
them out.
send them
I
out.
always send them out.
Yeah, you do.
Just feels like I just did Monday, and I'm gonna be up again.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Well,
when.
no, that's because I did. I actually
That's
did
three
just
of
do
us.
Monday.
Yeah, I had this Monday, so.
We've been doing extra duty here.
It's like, yeah, it's only three of us. It comes back quick.
Oh my gosh. You should sign Terry and Tom up double for December.
Terry had like 2 weeks ago, I think, so 3 weeks ago.
you need to get some new members.
We do.
So,
Yeah,
do.
what are we
We're
doing
gonna do a
there?
recruiting drive.
Alright, well, yes, let me see, I do have, a couple of the
That's
notes.
Carl and Jeff and Carl again.
Alright, so I signed up for the 3rd, right? The 2nd?
Alright, so, here's some schedule notes. Our next meetings will be December 10th and January 14th. Those will be our next Wednesday night full meetings.
Cool.
All right? And then we've been invited to a Boy Scout Eagle Project flag retirement ceremony that's gonna be held this Sunday, November 16th at 1 p.m.
I will likely be there,
Good,
because my son is in Cub Scouts.
all right.
Mine is too. I might end up being there too.
We'll be representing.
So you said December 10th and January 10th?
Yes.
Okay.
No, December 10th, January 14th. Yeah. Isn't that a Wednesday night?
January 14th?
Yeah. Yeah. January. Where'd that come from? 17?
What's the real number? 17?
17.
Okay.
17.
So it's a.
That's odd.
17. Oh, what did we sign up Terry for? in December.
No, it's January 14th.
15.
Look at this.
December 15th.
We're looking at January 2015?
Wednesday.
Oh, yeah,
What
Are you in 2014 or 2016?
I'm in 2015.
are your days off?
How could they be? I don't know what's wrong with this phone. Okay. No, check.
So are we back to
Hold
the
on,
15th
hold on.
now?
January 14th.
14.
It's the 14th, there's something wrong with my phone, okay.
All right. Yeah, so the flag, everybody's invited to the flag retirement ceremony. And I believe it is outside
January
of Town Hall by the fire department. So everybody on TV is invited also. Okay, next, let's see, we talked about this, we talked about that. All right, next, Lower Center Street follow-up discussion. All right, need to do a couple of things, Jeff. We have, all the plantings were done, so they're all done.
I'm guessing the bill that I gave you is probably.
Yes, and that I've already submitted that, I
Okay.
got the bill emailed to me too. So that bill's been, paid for, we also, the beaver deceiver got installed, so that bill's been paid for too. So, a couple of things remain that we need to do. One is, there's some soil that needs to be moved. There's a pile of loam that was brought there by Representative Mira, someone who worked for him, brought it there. And there's an area right by the old boat launch that needs some more soil.
Okay.
So we gotta bring it across the street and dump it there and rake it out.
We're talking wheelbarrows.
Yeah,
Okay.
or some kind of cart.
Yep.
So I can't do that by myself, I'll do it with you if you want to. And we can set up a time separately.
Yeah, we gotta figure out when.
The other thing, the other two things that we need to do is we need to figure out what we need for signs there, and I can order them. And then we need to meet with the fire chief and or the police chief to bring up some of these other concerns.
So no, that he had sent to us, yes.
So what I should do is off record here, we'll go over some potential times when I can set up those meetings, and
That's
also
fine.
we can do that.
What happened with the removal, or the request for removal of fire stuff?
That's the conversation.
Yeah,
I see.
It's the
we
conversation.
didn't make a decision on it
No, we haven't.
because we didn't feel that they needed to be necessarily unless somebody gave us a good reason why they should be removed. And so the person best to do that is the fire chief.
Right, so
And he had contacted me quite a while ago, willing to meet, so.
right, so we gotta have a deeper conversation with him to get a sense of what we do, and then we can bring back that conversation to
Yeah.
the commission and vote on it.
Right. But overall, you know, the place is in very good shape. I had an email from Jim here somewhere. Yeah. So he said, he's gonna try to get some more funding next year. That's good.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said it, you know, it looks good out there. He's happy with the way the small culvert is performing. And he's even happy with the large culvert. Evidently, the grates were removed.
Yeah, I drove by a couple days ago and I noticed that they were not there. So it's, I'm assuming it's just open now, huh?
Yeah,
The water was still flowing through them. It was higher than I would have expected it to be. It's taken a while for it to come down.
yeah. So I don't know why that is, but he's happy about that. So that's good. So happy that he didn't come tonight. He's able to take a break, so that's good.
Yep.
All right, so that's That is Lower Center Street. As far as VZ Park update, the changes there are, our longtime facilities and grounds manager is gonna be leaving the end of this month. And also, he lives in that apartment, he's gonna be moving out, so, I'm proposing that we authorize the management committee of VZ to, replace the facility manager and also rent that apartment out.
What did we get, like a year
What?
for this last manager?
No,
Is this
no,
a-
he's been here about 2.5 years.
Really, the time flies by?
Yeah, oh yeah,
So
yeah.
is this a lease position? Is it like a lease apartment, or is it just a job with an apartment for her?
It's totally separate, it'll be totally separate. At times, we have connected them,
Right.
and right now it's connected.
Yeah.
But it didn't start out that way, but, you know, we've had it both ways, we both had, so we're gonna go back to it being a separate apartment that we just rent out, and we have a volunteer who's gonna fill the position for a while to see if it, you know, if he can do it.
Who's that?
Doug Soper. He's one of the, actually, he's one of the members of the management committee, so he's very familiar with what we do. He puts a lot of volunteer time in here, so.
And he's volunteering to do it?
No,
Oh.
he's not, he's a volunteer now, but he wants to take the job on. So, so I'll make a motion that we allow the management committee, VZ Management Committee, to hire, Doug Soper as facilities manager at VZ Park, and also to rent out the, apartment at 201 Washington Street.
The appointment is temporary.
No, it's not,
Until we vote?
we'll just allow them, you know, to appoint him, but I can't guarantee he's gonna stay a long time.
So I got some questions before I
Yeah.
vote on that.
Okay, did someone second it?
Second.
All right, yeah, because
So
we're
in the past,
we are the deciding body, ultimate decision makers on this, even though
The commission.
we
even
let
though- even though
the
board-
management committee deal with the day-to-day paraphernalia.
right, but typically when we would hire, we would see the candidates that
Yeah.
we're doing.
Yeah,
Here, in the motion you just made, we're not
no,
meeting. And
Right.
you're just saying, you're unilaterally saying, hey, let's just decide to go with Doug before. we-"
yes, I'm hoping that you will, because he's a long time, this is not somebody that's just showing up from nowhere, you know, he's a long time volunteer who's willing to fill the position that's being, we didn't really get a lot of notice that it was gonna be empty.
And for how long would he do it? Just indefinitely? So, I guess I'm just,
Typically, we, you know, we'll do like a year agreement with him, but, you know, it's not a binding contract, so.
alright. So in my head, do I care? Is it a situation where we're just gonna trust the management committee, or do we wanna see? I know that you met with
Mhm.
Doug and know Doug well. I do not. I
Yeah.
have not.
Yeah.
Do you know Doug well?
I do not.
Not that we don't trust you, but.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you want him to come to our next meeting, you know, we can do that.
I think that would be good. Just to say hi and.
Yeah.
So do you wanna take that motion back then, or?
Well, yeah, I'll withdraw the motion.
Let's just, I'd like to meet who's managing the facility that we're in charge
I
of.
seconded it, yeah.
I'm sure he's perfectly fantastic, but.
Okay. No, that's fine. Okay. So that's VZ Park update. Let's see, what else we got here? We got that one, we got that one. Okay, so now do we have them, we had the minutes from October 15, right? Do we have any questions on them?
Well, and,
I-
We did it last time.
yeah.
Good.
It starts with my name, so.
All right, so, where do these two things come from?
They were my notes from the last meeting.
Oh, okay, so
Okay.
these were things we said next time we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about these, all right.
I don't know if it's
couldn't remember.
appropriate to cover this, well, I'd be interested to see if there's been any additional movement on 441 Main Street to Estes Lumberyard.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about all these, but this is just whether
This
or
is
not
just
these are
last
accurate.
night, Yeah, yeah.
So that'll be on our agenda next time, 441 Main Street. Cause I'm expecting a response to our letter by December 1.
Which letter?
A letter I sent to, as a follow-up letter to, Eric Harper after our site visit there.
Any answer yet?
No, not that I saw. We requested, a set of plans and delineations and everything else, no?
Alright, I'm good.
Well, we'll wait until December 1st, and when it doesn't come,
Thousand by
then we'll
page?
deal with it then. You know more than me.
Yes.
I might not wanna know. In my ignorance is bliss.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, so you wanna make a
to
motion?
accept the minutes as stated with no additional changes.
Second. Okay, you still reading?
No, I don't know, there's one sentence here, it says Keene said we have 50% rate of communication. It's not, it doesn't really say anything. Alright, they're fine.
No, that was by, we were going by this list, that's what we were
I
talking
know,
about.
I know. Out of context, it sounds funny.
You can communicate about 50% of the time.
Yeah.
All right, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain, okay. Let's see, sign this. Today is 11, 12, 14. Okay, so there's that. And actually, I should sign this, right?
Yeah, Christmas is coming.
Alright, that's good. All right, so we got two more things on here. Open discussion, these are from last time. We'll start with number 2, the Getty Station erosion control. Is this job completed? All right, so they are done for right now. They've pretty much done everything. They only have one thing to do that's been postponed. The injection monitoring sites, which I believe are inside the building, will be done in April 2015. The soil excavation and restoration in the rear of the property was completed on October 24th. On October 31st, they put in some replacement wells, and that was behind the building too. That's completed, monitoring wells. And hay bales and silt fence will remain on the site, you know, under the orders of condition. That's what they're supposed to do. So they are complete for this year, but except for the injection monitoring sites, which is
Isn't
the
until
last
April
one.
anyway.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's another one that's in good shape.
It does look, I haven't walked around, but seeing it from the bridge,
Yeah.
it looks like they did a good job.
Yeah, they did. The other, yeah,
We had, you said what was before the replacement wells? The first one?
soil excavation and restoration. That was completed on October 24th. All right. The second one is the Pines Recreation Fields. We had some concerns over erosion control, placement, and drainage. What should we do about this? I can't remember our discussion, but I'm sure it's in the
I don't
minutes.
remember talking about it either.
We need
but
to go down there and visit it.
Site visit, right?
Yes.
I will
So-
say that the last time that we had that big gully washer, it really washed out some of the edges of that section just to the left of the driveway, where they had just planted grass. Like there
Really?
was some foot deep.
You know, and it's amazing given how much sand is there, right? You'd think that all the water would just immediately go
Go
right into
right
the
in.
ground.
Right. I haven't been back there in a while, but I was there the morning after.
If that hill wasn't sand, that hill wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, right? I mean, it would just be a river down the
Yeah, this-
side, and
And this wasn't even like the steep slope. This was like where they had flattened out down to the regular grade.
Yeah.
That
we should just go
edge of that.
visit it. The next time we visit anything, we need to put that on the list.
So, do you want to just go visit ourselves, or do you want to arrange the visit?
Let's arrange a visit, but let's do it when we already have something else to visit. I mean, there isn't.
So
Is
next
there an
month.
immediate reason that someone brought up? No.
This was from our discussion
Agreed.
at the last
So
meeting.
I'd say let's at the next time that we need to meet for anything, let's tack this on.
All right.
Which won't be till next month.
I don't think we've got anything coming up
Yeah.
that we'll have to go see. So it could be a while.
Yeah, we may not have a reason to go out and look until April.
I'll walk by myself independently. We
Yeah.
can go independently, but I think we should all go together at
Yes.
the next time.
Yeah, and I think we should go, with the highway department, with Barbara Arcalian, he's in charge. So we might, otherwise we're just wasting our time, you know what I mean? So, if you wanna take a look at it and then let me know by email what you see and what you think about what will we bring up with him, cause the more, I would like it to be that we had very specific items that we had questions on, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So that
You're
we're-
very close when you go do sign-ups, so. It's easy to
Yeah,
get stuff
apparently
on.
you were going by.
Alright, so Carl will visit and notify me about our next steps.
What's
I'll
going
look
What's
into
going
it
on
too.
with the ramp?
I don't think, oh, that's right, because they were,
Yeah, they're gonna do some work on it pretty soon.
did he
Because,
say he was gonna contact you if he needed to come back in front of us? Is that what I was?
no, they're supposed to give us a report. Like, we should be receiving a report in December on anything that's been done there.
So it'll be next month.
But they're still going to pave this thing, right, or not? I mean,
Whatever we allowed, the
we did allow.
work that
We did allow
The
pavement.
work that we gave a waiver to was the actual dock, not anything
Right,
on
but
the shore.
didn't we actually we approved
Yeah,
a project which
Yeah.
included paving,
yeah, I don't know what
and it's
the,
like nothing.
yeah, I don't know what the schedule for it is. That would be a good question for Bob, is what's the schedule for the remainder of the project? Cause they didn't address that, GZA just talked about putting the dock in when he was here. I don't think you were at that meeting.
No.
We discussed, the waiver request, I think it was back in September.
Right, that was the one where, was it Fish and Game? Our
Yeah.
2 off-season restrictions were left them 0% of the years to.
Opposite
Yeah,
each other. Alright.
What else? Last thing, it's not on here, but in looking at last month's minutes, has there been any movement or next steps on STs? 441 Main Street.
That's the one that we met with
Yeah,
him,
you met with him?
we sent him a follow-up letter reiterating everything that we asked him on the site, which included a report about all activity within the 200-foot buffer zone and a delineation of it and a better plan and map of the property. So we asked all for that, and we said we wanted that by December 1st so that we could meet with him again and go over it.
Okay.
So we'll
So
wait
we
for
have-
December 1 and hopefully get a response.
Okay, have we heard from the neighbor that was at our last meeting?
Yes,
She's,
she was gonna come tonight,
okay, but she
except
didn't.
I said it wasn't on the agenda, so she'll be here next time.
Right. She was at the zoning board meeting.
Yeah, yeah, I think I need to go home and watch the zoning board.
Yeah, your letter was read,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and there was comments from the audience about it, okay? I don't remember what, but it was,
They're wondering if DEP is involved.
no,
They were
DEP's not
talking about
involved.
why there are boats parked up against the bank over
Yeah,
there.
well, we asked the same question.
and those trees and rubbish and everything that they're dumping in the river, you don't have to worry about, it's all gonna wash away, so. It'll all be gone.
Well, they were concerned about, the boats leaking gas and oil.
Yeah,
We were
We
too.
talked about that specifically.
yeah, so that's one of the
Was
specific.
that not in your letter? I mean,
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think I said boats specifically, I said everything within,
yeah.
you know,
I
the,
mean, I think we were pretty clear.
Yeah.
yeah,
So looking forward to seeing what he comes
yes,
back with.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I think you should see the zoning board meeting.
Yeah, all right, I'm definitely gonna go
It's
home
on.
and watch that.
It's on the computer.
And they were doing it at the zoning board because,
They
Well-
granted them the permit last March, and it was supposed to be for it was supposed to be for cold storage, and that's not what's going on anymore, so.
Yeah, they got somebody living there
yeah,
and all kinds of stuff. They were almost ready to cancel the whole project and let them wait 2 years to start it again, but they're working on that.
The last thing is some mail that we got from Department of Transportation.
Oh, I thought it was Southern Mail you wanted to talk about.
Regarding a property that we own and they want an easement on or something. You looked at that mail?
Which piece?
Do you have it?
We opened it.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we received, basically plans for,
Holy smokes.
yeah, for Route 97. This is 2 copies.
This,
Um,
where did you get this from?
This was in the mailbox when I was there on Monday.
Wow.
So this is basically full plans for the entire 1.2 mile stretch, is it?
I need both your signatures on that second page of this.
1.35 miles.
Line.
So, I guess I'm not sure, and I haven't opened everything yet. So we got, that's the plans, I'm assuming that this is largely the other piece of this.
So do you have a summary of what it is they're trying to do?
They're just gonna improve, the piece of 97 from the Georgetown border to 1.25 miles from there, all along the entire way.
This is the town of Groveland
Yeah.
work to pave 97 from the Georgetown border up to wherever, somewhere.
So it's quite a nice plan, that's for sure.
Right, they're looking for a letter from us stating that the proposed easement for stormwater BMP access and maintenance will not constitute a change in the use of the parcel.
Okay. It says that on the letter?
Usually, right?
Does it say, I just wanna know the parcel, cause I couldn't find it. Supposedly it's land that we control, but
Not all of it, I'm sure.
I don't know.
So it's not the entire road? I thought it was all the way up to the bridge.
It could be, yeah, it could
No.
be. I don't
No,
know.
it stops at just after Parker Road,
Yep.
so, not long after Center Street. So from the Georgetown border,
Oh,
on 97 to, a little bit past the center.
Wow.
D2D.
Very, very detailed.
Yes, they are. So who authored this? The Department of Transportation?
No, it's Bayside Engineering. Contracted for by Mass DOT though, I'm sure.
Jeez.
I don't even know how to approach something like this.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here, actually.
Yeah, well, that doesn't really matter. That's not, at all, doesn't really matter. Here's what matters is that they're gonna take a piece of property that we own away from us.
Well, this stuff matters too.
No, but I mean, we're
But,
not
yeah.
being asked to look at that. This is just
This is
this
eminent
part.
domain type.
Is that why we're not being asked to look at it? Because it's
Yeah.
eminent domain?
Yeah, well,
Because this
but-
is clearly in wetland areas and stuff.
no, I know, but that doesn't make any, they're probably gonna have to file a notice of intent.
Okay, you're saying that's
I
coming.
don't know, frankly, whether they do or they don't, you know, it's just like
Well, they
the
should.
bridge. No, but it was just like the bridge, they didn't have to file anything,
That was the state.
yeah,
This is a state highway.
The state
This is
basically
state
got to
highway.
tell us to buzz off.
yeah, I
but
know,
the town
but this
can't.
is a state,
This
it's a
is a state
state
highway.
road.
Nice.
Oh, it's the state, yeah.
See, I don't know what they're gonna what they're gonna do, but assuming that they went the normal route, eventually they will file a notice of intent with us for these areas. But before they even do that, they want to take this piece of property away from us.
All right.
Oh,
But I
isn't it-
can't
don't they
find
want
it.
an easement? Isn't that what they want, was an
No,
easement?
it says a taking.
Oh, okay,
Of 77 feet.
Oh yeah, it is for an easement,
yeah.
a permanent easement. See, I mean, I don't know what to do with this. We're gonna have to probably go ask town council what we're supposed to do with this, cause I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, this is, they're asking for, also, they're submitting a notice of intent and they're asking, a hearing there, for a hearing there next week.
Oh, do they have a notice of intent there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so there's the notice of intent.
So we've got a bunch of different stuff in here.
Oh, I see.
All right, so we can ask them when they come in.
I wanna start working on this easement thing now, cause that could take a while.
We're not going to make any heads or tails out of this here at this meeting. Right?
No, I was just
Yeah.
hoping,
Just to look at this thing is probably an hour endeavor.
I was just hoping to read this thing and figure out where they're talking about. I have no idea, and they don't have the
I don't say specifically what.
assessor's map number. They have a lot parcel D2D. It means nothing.
Was it a drainage easement that they were looking for?
Sediment forebay and infiltration basin. Yeah, some kind of drainage stuff. But where it is, I have no idea. We're gonna have to find that out. All right, so we should definitely put this on the agenda for next
Next month.
meeting.
Yeah.
So next month, that's.
December. Same
Yeah.
time.
So we've gotta notify them about what they've gotta do.
Well, are you gonna talk to, because I gave you phone number.
Yeah, I've talked to both of these guys. I talked to the guy at DOT, I talked to this Brian Sullivan, so, you know, I'll call him back, 'cause this is not gonna be adequate for me to figure out where the heck they're talking about anyway. Jeff, I just need you to sign this, second signature line.
There's a lot of work within a wetland
Oh,
areas
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that one.
If we were to go over every one of these
Yeah.
wetlands things, it's gonna take a whole meeting.
All right, so let's
Should
put,
use the-
this is,
stormwater report. That's another copy of this.
Oh, this
This
is
is a whole set.
stormwater report.
I think it's just 2 copies of everything.
Yeah, it is. Stormwater, I'll take this. And I'll take this, and that will leave in the office with this.
Interesting to hear what they wanna do for stormwater things, given other stormwater.
Are you guys, interested in that?
Yeah, I got one.
Did you get one, Jeff?
Is it?
This is for Tom and for Terry, but, you got one for Terry? Take a look at it, I don't know if you'd be interested in going on it.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Make a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, we are adjourned at 8:19 PM.